Today I'm going to share a career treasure map with you. Finding the treasure of our career, we need a treasure map. And this is what today we are going to do. Let me introduce Ikigai. Ikigai, which is a Japanese technique or Japanese way of life. More than technique, it is a Japanese way of life, which is formed in Okinawa, which is which is in the southern region of Japan. And Okinawa is the place wherein this Ikigai, they are actually living Ikigai. Their way of life is Ikigai. So basically, let me introduce Ikigai to you, and let us see how it will help us in mapping our careers and personal and professional lives. So Ikigai basically is made up of two words, Iki and Gai. Iki is life and being, and Gai is reason. So reason of being, why we wake up every morning. Ikigai is basically idea which keeps us alive, which makes us run every day in and out, which makes us jump with joy once we get up in the morning, because we are supposed to do something which we really love from the bottom of our heart. So this is a old technique used by all these people, and Okinawa is very famous across the globe. It is called Blue Zone because most of the centenarians, the people who have crossed 100 years of their life, live in this area, Okinawa. There's one more. Okinawa. Basically, Okinawa has contributed immensely to the human welfare. First is Ikigai, and second is karate. So all of us are aware of karate. Karate was developed in Okinawa. So Okinawa is a fantastic place to be visited, and Okinawa is a fantastic place because it has contributed so much to human mankind. So Okinawa, let us come back to Ikigai. Ikigai is basically reason for being, or why we get up every day in the morning and start working. So Ikigai, once we find Ikigai of our life, which we'll understand what it is. Once we find out what Ikigai is for ourselves, it is very personal. Once we find our Ikigai, then we can align everything together, and then nobody can stop us. The problem here is, we'll come to the issue. The problem here is very few people understand this methodology, or this they have understanding of this technique or this strategy or this way of life. And that is exactly why there is so much confusion. People are running behind money, and people are running behind fame, and people are running behind certain things which basically in the human life cycle, money beyond a certain point in time, maybe after a certain age, money does not hold any value. Health can be more important. For example, for a child, playing and fun is more important than anything else. So there are various stages of life wherein various different things are important for a person. So Ikigai is basically aligning all our likes and dislikes, and how it can be utilized for our own purpose as well as for society and world at large, and how we can get benefited mutually, how the society can benefited, how we can get benefited. And this is exactly what career is. We have been discussing what career is right from the start. And basically career is utilizing our knowledge, experience in order to help others, so that they can also give something in return. It can be salary, or it can be something else. It can be recognition, it can be social status, it can be brand value, it can be content, it can be peace of mind. So there are so many things, barter system. So let us come to understand what Ikigai is and how it is important for us as a career mapping tool, as a treasure map for our career. Let us understand what Ikigai is. So as you see in the picture, basically it is segregated into 4 parts: what you love, what you are good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. So there are 4 important sections, 4 broader sections: what you love, what you are good at, what you can get paid for, and what the world needs. Now this crisscross sections, this is basically Venn diagram. So these crisscross sections, when they combine together, they form a very different results. We'll understand how it is, so that we'll understand where the sweet spot is. So after that we'll understand how this is applied in the real life. We'll take some examples of successful people, failed people, etc. We'll try and understand how it is basically practically implemented. Okay, so as a diagram goes, just to explain very briefly, what you love is basically, there are no terms and conditions. When I say what I love, it is from the bottom of my heart. I will not apply conditions. I will not say if I have money, if somebody permits me to do it, if circumstances allow me to do it. No, what I love is unconditional. What I love, for example, is to roam in jungle, in the woods. Maybe I love watching movies. I love traveling. I love reading books. So this is not subject to any terms and conditions. What I love is from the bottom of my heart. Now the next stage, practical. I don't want you to apply your brain to screen the items or the things that you love. The answers have to be honest and truthful. Then and then only this exercise can be helpful. Now there's one more important point. I keep on repeating this, but a spark. If you understand what your ikigai is, if you understand what your sweet spot is, and if you can align everything together, then nobody can stop you from getting successful in any aspect of life. It can be social status, it can be brand image, it can be money, it can be success, it can be anything that you want. But the sweet spot is important. Understanding sweet spot is important, and nobody else will do it for us. We have to do it ourselves. It is hard work. It is not very easy, but let's go through it, because it is worth taking the risk, and it is worth making the effort. It is worth making the effort. Okay. So first thing is what you love, and the second point is what you are good at. Now, as the diagram as the diagram shows, when what you love and what you are good at comes together, it is passion. Okay, what you love and what you are good at comes together, it is passion. Okay. The second point is what you are good at and what you can get paid for. When what you are good at and what you can be paid for, it comes together, it is profession. It is everything that we do for salaries and making sure that our families get nourishment and welfare, etc. So first was what I love and what I am good at comes together, it is passion. What I am good at and what I can be paid for is profession. What I can be paid for and what the world needs is vocation. We'll understand what these things are, and then we'll move further. So I was saying what I can be paid for and what the world needs comes together, it is vocation, vocational skills that I have. Then the fourth point is what the world needs and what I love. If it comes together, it is mission. Now this is mutually, we are just combining two pieces together. Out of the four, we are just combining two pieces, and once we add third piece, fourth piece, then the picture gets complete. Now since we were adding only two pieces, what I love and what the world needs, what I love and what the world needs is mission. What I love and what I am good at is passion. What I am good at and what I can be paid for is profession. What I can be paid for and what the world needs is mission, is basically vocation. So this is how it is, and these are all in silos: passion, mission, vocation, profession. These are all in silos. So if you are passionate, it does not necessarily mean that you will earn money. It does not necessarily mean that you will get a better job. It does not mean that you will be able to work on certain mission of life or mission from which the world gets benefited. So these are silos, four silos basically. Now, important point to understand, we have seen combination of two items out of the four. Now, if we add one more, then the things change drastically. So basically, by doing this, these four questions are important, because what I love, what I'm good at, what I can be paid for, and what the world needs. If you can combine these four pieces together, human life gets successful by itself. So it is always the conflict between which is more important: what I love is more important, or what I'm good at is more important, or what I can be paid for is more important, or what the world needs is more important. You will see a lot of people in the surrounding and in the industry, they are not successful because they are focusing on one of the four blocks or maybe two blocks. What I'm loving is the only focus that they have, and the remaining three aspects are ignored. So sustenance can get difficult because money is not there. Some people only focus on what I can get paid for, and remaining what you love and what your passion, what your mission is ignored, and then the life is restless. Now some people focus only on the mission, what they love and what the world needs, but since there is no money and since they are not good at doing it, then also there is discontent. So important point is to understand the various pros and the permutations and combinations of all these together. And once they come together, I want you to answer these 4 questions individually. What you love from bottom of your heart. Do not apply any conditions. If, then, no. What you love is what you love. I may love eating chocolates, that's all. You don't have to be worried about what people will think, etc., etc. This assignment is only for you, and you will be the only person who will be seeing it. So the first question is what you love from the bottom of your heart. I need at least 10 answers. As many answers we get, more detailed and our Ikigai solutioning will be. I need at least 10 answers to all the 4 questions. First question is what you love from the bottom of your heart. The second question is what you are good at. What do you think you are good at? I'm not asking for somebody else's judgment or opinion about you. If you think you are good at playing cricket, please write it down. If you think you are good at maybe speaking to people or interacting with strangers, write it down. If you think you are good at singing, write it down. If you think you are good at analyzing situations, write it down. If you think you are good at managing stress, write it down. If you think you are good at traveling to unknown places, write it down. So there is no limitation. I want you to be truthful and sincere and honest to yourself. You are not trying to impress me, and I am not trying to impress you. We are not judgmental here. We are trying to understand the situation so that certain conclusions, certain frameworks and judgments can be made subject to verification. So first question is what you love from the bottom of your heart, 10 answers minimum. Okay. Second question is what you think you are good at, 10 answers minimum. The third point is if you are a student or working professional, you just have started your own career, or you are seasoned professionals who has already worked for 15, 20, 30 years, then also everything remains same. The third question is what you can get paid for. If you are already getting paid, it is very easy for you, but if you are fresher or student, you have to think about your skills which can be monetized, so that you will expect to get paid for those skills, and the answers needs to be minimum 10. So let me repeat. First question is what I love from the bottom of my heart, 10 answers. What I'm good at, in my opinion, 10 answers. What I can get paid for, my opinion, 10 answers. And what the world needs, as per me, as per my observation, as per my understanding, what the world needs, minimum 10 answers. We have got 40 answers here, and I want you to write it down so that you will understand your passions, your profession, your vocation, and your mission. Now, let me just clarify one thing. Profession and vocation are different. Profession is based on our technical knowledge and education, whereas vocation is our innate talent and skills that we are born with, or they get developed without any special efforts like education, for example. So profession is based on your technical knowledge and education. Vocation is based on your innate capacity and skill sets which you are born with, or maybe you have developed at the later point in time. Getting the point? There is a difference. Okay. And for profession, you may get training. There are different kinds of trainings available. For vocation also, there are different trainings which are available, but these are separate cases. Very simple explanation of this is what you love and what you can get paid for is profession, and what you can get paid for and what the world needs. The context is very big. What the world needs is vocation. So I want you to write 40 answers, and we'll then get back to the next slide, wherein we will try and understand how the permutation combination can be made, so that you find the sweet spot, the Ikigai. And once you find the Ikigai and once you align everything together, career mapping will be easy. Once you map everything, your resources, your experience, your objectives, and your efforts in the right directions towards Ikigai, then man, you will get the treasure. Okay. So finding Ikigai is important, because the confusion of life is this. People don't understand what the Ikigai is, and they just keep on roaming here and there. They just keep on following. They just keep on acquiring material. There's one good sentence. The more material you own, the material will own you more. The more material you own, the material will own you more. So there is no stopping. So let's get back to Ikigai, and so I want you to answer 40. I want 40, write minimum 40 answers from you to the 4 questions, and then you will understand how this can be tweaked and this can be worked together. Okay. Let me get back to next slide. If you have any doubts, please let me know, because this is very important. Other than the secret life skills and the office politics, this is actually the strategic and visionary stuff. Because once you know what you love, what you're good at, what you can get paid for, and how you can solve some of the issues that mankind are facing, then you have a unique combination in the marketplace or in your life, personal as well as professional, and then nobody can stop you. Okay, look at this. Now this is what the confusion is all about. This is where the confusion is. You will find most of the people in and around you, in your organization, in your company, in your team, in your college, in school, or in a social setup, social group that you have, in whatever field that you go, you will find people stuck in some or the other location. Okay, let us go one by one. It will be interesting. I want you to focus, because once these ideas are clear, then Ikigai, you can very easily find your Ikigai, your mojo, as they call, and automatically you will then start aligning everything towards achieving those things. We'll, in the next slide, we'll cover. I understand how it can be implemented is very important, because understanding is one thing, implementing is another. So in the next slide, I'll come to the implementation part. It will be for freshers separate, for the working professionals separate. It is easy. Understanding is important. Okay. So 40 answers we have, more than 40. Well, you are most welcome. As many answers you have to these 4 questions, it is fantastic. It will help you. Okay, so this is the confusion in the world, and this is exactly where people are getting stuck. Okay, now the first stucking point is, see, as I said, we are trying to. There are four blocks, and which way most of the people will be working minimum on either 1 or 2 blocks. Some people, a very minute, less number of people will be working on a 3rd block, and very exceptional people will be working on all the 4 blocks together, and they would have found their Ikigai. We'll come to the examples later. So the first point is, let us say, I'll just repeat, what I love and what I'm good at comes together. It is passion. Okay, we'll understand the traps, so to say, wherein most of the people are getting stuck. Let us assume what I'm good at, what I love from the bottom of my heart, what I'm good at, and what I'm getting paid are three of the blocks are ticked, or I'm working on all these 3 blocks. So what I love, it is basically complex. What I love and what I'm good at and what I'm getting paid for. If these 3 blocks are ticked, if I'm working on all of these 3 blocks, the 4th block, what the world needs, is not covered. In such a scenario, as you will see on the left top corner, I'm basically satisfied with my performance, but the feeling is uselessness is there, because I'm not contributing to the larger context. As a human being, we always want to be recognized for our efforts and for which we give back to the society. So that angle wherein we are supposed to give back to the community, we are supposed to help others, we are supposed to solve others' problems, that aspect is missing. So that is exactly why, though I'm doing what I love, I'm getting paid for it, and I'm good at it, then also there is a feeling of restlessness. So this is or uselessness. I'm not feeling very comfortable about being useful to somebody else other than the people who are in my ecosystem. So the larger context of what the world is not covered, and that is exactly why I'm restless or I'm feeling useless. Okay. The next example is, let's say I'm working on what I love, I'm working on what the world needs, and I'm working on what I'm good at. But the 4th aspect is missing, which is money. I'm not getting paid for it. Okay. What I love, what I'm good at, and what the world needs is covered. These 3 aspects I'm working, and the 4th aspect, what I'm getting paid for, is missing. So this is on the top right corner. You can see that I am delightful and I am very full. I am content with my life, but there is no wealth. There is no money coming. So basically, I cannot take care of my familial responsibilities or anything that for which the money is required. I cannot give comfort to my family, etc., etc. So beyond a certain point in time, this situation gets untenable, because money is required for living. And if there is no money, then obviously whatever you do, irrespective of what you're doing or irrespective of what your talent is, etc., until unless you get money in some form, either in salary or donation or support from somebody or sponsorship, this effort is not going to sustain. So if you are doing what you love, if you are good at doing it, and if you are working on what the world needs, and the 4th point, the money is not covered, then obviously there is a problem. So you'll find a lot of people struggling there. Okay. The 3rd point is, I'm doing what I love, I'm doing what the world, I'm taking care of what the world needs, and at the same time I'm getting paid. But then the 4th point is missing, that is what I'm good at. So if I'm doing this, I'm basically, if you look at the right bottom corner, you will see I'm excited about what I love, what I'm working, what problem I'm solving for the world, and I'm at the same time getting paid. But there is a complacency and there is sense of uncertainty because I'm not sure, since I'm not good at it. The fourth missing block. Since I'm not good at it, I'm not sure for how long this run will survive or sustain. Because at some point in time, people will understand that I'm not good at it. Though I'm loving it, I'm trying to solve the problem that the world is facing, and at the same time, I'm getting paid. But since I'm not good at, there's always this sense of uncertainty about the future. And that is exactly why I'll not be happy. Okay, that is third point. Fourth point is I know what I'm good at. I'm getting paid for it, and I'm also at the same time solving the problem that the world is facing. But I'm not doing what I love, and then I'm comfortable but feeling of emptiness since I'm not doing what I love from the bottom of my heart. That piece is missing in my life. So are you getting the point? So first we started with combination of two pieces: the passion, profession, vocation, and mission. Then we added one more block out of the four, which basically created a larger picture. But then I was missing one point. So just to summarize, if I'm doing what I love, if I'm doing what the world needs, and if I'm getting paid for it, then maybe I'm not good at, and that is what is making me uncertain about my future. The second point is, if I'm getting paid for what I'm good at and what I'm loving, then there is a feeling of uselessness because I'm not solving any of the problem that the world is facing. Then the third point is, if I'm doing what I love and what I'm good at and what the world needs, but I'm not getting paid, then obviously money is not there, and this is a big issue. Okay. And the fourth point is, I'm doing what I'm good at, I'm getting paid for it, at the same time I'm solving some of the issues that the world is facing, but I'm not loving it. Then in that case there is feeling of emptiness because I'm missing something. I'm not enjoying it. So this is exactly what career mapping is, and this is exactly what we need to understand, so that all these blocks can be fitted together, because working in any specific area field is not going to help us. There's always be something that will be missing, and then we'll keep on looking for those things that are missing, and it will be the life will, I'll not say miserable, but you will not be happy at, or content and peace of mind will not be there. So these aspects, everything needs to come together, so that you will do whatever you love from the bottom of your heart, you are good at it, you are getting paid for it, and you are solving some of the issues that mankind are facing. There is nothing more than that. The career can be successful if you can align all these four aspects together. And if you look at individuals who are successful, if you look at individuals who are successful at the zenith of their careers, you will see they are doing what they love, they are getting paid for it, and they are good at it, they are doing their job fantastically, and at the same time they are solving some of the issues that the mankind is facing. Elon Musk, for example, he is doing what he loves, he is very good at it, he is getting paid for it, and he's making sure that the interplanetary travel is possible for human mankind. So is there anybody else like Elon Musk successful in that perspective? That is one example. The second example can be our ex-president APJ Abdul Kalam. He was loving what he was loving education, teaching, learning, and he was very good at it, and he was getting paid for it as a professor and scientist and then president by igniting minds. And then he was solving one of the biggest issues that mankind is facing, which is about awareness, education, and learning. So these are some of the examples. The third example can be Mr. Tendulkar, Bharat Ratna Sachin Tendulkar. He did everything that he loved, and that is cricket. He was excellent. He was proficient in it. He was very good at it. He got paid for it, and he solved the world's problem, because in world needed entertainment and world needed assurance that a common person, a middle class boy, can be a superstar, can be a Bharat Ratna, and if decided, anybody can achieve success, provided he is good at it, he loves what he does, and he gets paid for it, and in the meanwhile he is solving some of the issues that the world is facing. So in Tendulkar's case, he may have helped so many Indians and so many cricket lovers across the globe forget their sorrow, forget their worries, and enjoy the game of the gentleman, that is cricket. So these are some of the examples. So when Ikigai, when you have got your Ikigai, you will only be in a supreme success league. There is no other. There is no other way, because you are getting paid for it. Since you are loving what you do, and since you are very good at it, every morning when you wake up, you will be jumping with joy about doing something from bottom of your heart. And at the same time, you will be knowing that I'm contributing to the community, I'm contributing to relationships, I'm contributing to the betterment of human mankind. That is what will push you, that is what will empower you, and you will be unbeatable, you will be unstoppable. This is what basically career mapping is. So some people may think that Ikigai, why we are bringing Ikigai here, but it is a magical glue. So when I say career mapping, short term and long term, it is a magical glue, will keep everything together. We may try and change your tracks, we may try and get out of the way, but this will keep us focused on the target. This will keep us focused on the objectives, and then it will help us in reaching the destination. At the same time, achieving our own objectives and ambitions at the same time, giving something back to the society, so that they will not forget us, isn't it? So this is what career mapping is, and this is what actually career is. So this confusion that is amongst the people is only about, if you look at this profession or the career, which is one of the biggest headache people have today, is a very small part of the complete picture. Are you getting my point? What you are good at and what you get paid for is the profession. And it is a very small issue, and this is exactly where the stress is getting built, because some people are very good at something and they are getting paid for it, but the other aspects are missing. They know that I'm not doing anything worthwhile to the society, to the people who really need my help. That will always be eating their mind, that will always be working in their back end. Then he also knows that I'm not loving what I do, but since I'm good at it and I'm practicing, I'm getting paid for it, I have to pay my EMIs, and that is what is forcing me. So profession alone cannot sustain life, mission alone cannot sustain life, passion alone cannot sustain life, and vocation cannot alone sustain life. If it comes together, then you are blessed. Nothing can be better than this. Let me tell you how it can be used, how this treasure map can be used for students, freshers, and working professionals also. So for working professionals, the only thing is they need to start part-time, because since they're already working somewhere, they need to start working on their passions, and how maybe if they are working together, that means they are in the profession. Then they need to understand what their mission is. At the same time, they need to understand what the passion is. Then they need to understand what the vocation is, and they can start working slowly. For example, if I'm working, let us say, let me give my own example. When I was working with Orange, that is France Telecom, and I wanted to do something that is making people aware, making students aware that there are potholes, there are traps in their way, and if they are aware of the potholes, they will be in better position to drive their cars or their careers in the proper manner. Okay, so this is exactly what was pushing me, and then I left IT, I got into writing, I got into coaching, I got into performance coaching, career performance coaching. So I was working a profession, I knew that I'm good at it. I was a salesperson. Though I'm an introvert, I acquired that skill by working for 7, 8, 10 years on basically bringing myself out, and then I was good at it. I was doing my numbers, so that is not a problem at all. So my profession was good, I was good at it, and I was getting paid for it, but I knew that this is not exactly what I'm looking. I'm liking it, but I'm not loving it. And this is not going to help me solve any of the problems that the world is facing. That is a larger context. So I left IT, and while working in IT, I started working on the passion, which was about writing and public speaking. Then I started writing articles and books, etc., collaborative writing, ghost writing. And at the same time, I had to take care of the money part also, because profession, what you do, what you love, what you do, and what you want to get paid for, that is collaborative and ghost writing. And then there is career performance coaching. And what the problem I'm solving is, I'm helping people bring their experiences out, their insights out, their thought, their lessons out, so that so many people can learn from those lessons. So I worked with big industrialist people. I worked with leaders of the industry. I worked with educationists. I worked with marathon runners. I worked with all sorts of people, doctors, lawyers. So I worked with all these people. You will not believe I have written a book on kidney also. I cannot name, because it is a ghost writing and we have an NDA. I cannot disclose the name. But I have written on marathon, I have written on kidney, I have written on breaking barriers, I have written on life skills, I have written on autobiography, semi-autobiography, and I'm working on a work-life balance. So there are so many aspects, and since I get to interact, so I was coming I was working, I was good at doing something, I was getting paid for it. Then I added one more point, what I was loving. So this transition has to be very smooth. I was loving writing and I got into it. Then what problem I'm solving? I'm helping these people. Now most of these people are so busy with their lives that they have good experiences, good insights, and they have something to share with the world, but they don't know how to write, or they don't have time. So in that case, I come in between and I write for them. I spend my time writing and I get paid for it in return. So this problem I'm trying to solve. The second problem I'm trying to solve is I'm sharing all my insights, experiences, mistakes with the people, with the young, the professionals, and the seasoned professionals alike, so that office politics can be taken care of, entrepreneurial transition can be taken care of. Somebody wants to leave their job and start his own business, what needs to be taken care of. So all these pointers, homesickness can be managed, how it can be managed, because I have personally felt it. I have personally gone through all these aspects, and it is not only a theoretical knowledge. I have myself gone through all this, and this is exactly where, after 4, 5, 6 years of struggling and 15 years of work experience, we are reaching a stage where we can talk about Ikigai. So I'm doing what I'm loving. Whatever I'm doing now at this point in time, I'm loving it. I'm good at it. I'm going to get paid for it, and I'm trying to solve some problem that the world is facing. And this is exactly what Ikigai is. You got my point? So for freshers and students, they can start immediately. Especially for students and freshers, I was actually talking about working professionals, but that will come. It is just an additional point. For students and freshers, I would say go neck deep and align your careers with the treasure map, because you don't have anything to lose as of now. You are not stuck anywhere. You are not, either maybe you don't have a family, you are not married, or in that marriage sense, or you don't have AMIs to be taken care of. So you can actually experiment and try and understand where your passions are, likings are, and then align your careers. Only because your neighbor is doing MBA or engineering, please do not do it, because it is not going to help you. Okay, so go neck deep and align your career according to the treasure roadmap, that is Ikigai. Then the second step is accept who you are. Do not compare yourselves with others. Once you accept what you are, then you can actually forget about weakness, focus on strengths, and then go about utilizing them. Once you reach a certain stage, you can actually work on the weakness and turn it into the strengths again. So the first step is to accept whatever possible way, situation you are in. Accept that this is a reality, and I have to work on this, work with this. There is no miracle happening overnight. So the first step is accept who you are and release yourself from the burden of mental barriers, because I will not be able to do it. What he will think, what they will think, whether I will be able to do it or not. What if I succeed? What if I fail? Everybody will laugh at me. Do not bother yourself with all this. Release yourself, accept who you are, and start. The second is harmony, inner and outer peace. The first point is accept who you are, so that you are at peace with yourself. Accept what the situation is, and you will not be able to change it irrespective of what you do. If you are successful, people will still be talking. If you fail, people will still be talking. If you do not do anything, people will still be talking. So what is the point in paying any attention to them? So harmony inside and outer side. Rely on others, so that trust is human beings are very human beings always crave for togetherness. They always try to work in teams. They always try to get associated with other people. It is always mutual trust and comfort and association that human beings crave for. We may not accept it, but it is our DNA. It is how we are built. So rely on others, build bridges, build relationships, and you will help other people. Other people will help you, and it goes on. Enjoy little things and celebrate little wins, because if you say that once I reach to a certain stage, then only I'll celebrate. It basically takes a lot of time, and by the time you reach there, you may get demotivated, or you may leave in between, you may quit, etc. So stay on the road. Basically, be in the here and now. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the future, because past is not in your control, and future you don't know. So the only point that you can do is to be here and now and enjoy everything that is happening around you. It can be very small things. Enjoy them, and make sure that you fully enjoy and celebrate everything that is happening together. Because once you face emergencies and exigencies like Corona, for example, you can understand the importance of small things like going to a hotel and having a lunch. You cannot do it. So whatever we tend to take for granted, you may never know, it may stop someday, it may stop today also. So that is why enjoy everything that you do, be here now, and celebrate everything that you can. Okay, for working professionals, other than these 4 steps, since you are already working, you are associated with some place, you are spending a lot of time working there, so you can start short term. You can start small. You can start small and follow all the steps. Start small in the sense, as I said, my profession, what I'm good at and I'm getting paid for, and I want to focus on passion. Then maybe every day 1 hour or 2 hour, weekly 4 or 5 hours, or maybe whatever possible best time I can spend developing that passion, or that what I love, or what the world needs to know, or whatever component that I'm missing out of the 4, I will start working on it and build, so that after certain point in time, it will become so strong that I will be able to jump and connect all the dots together, all the 4 dots together, isn't it? So this is what the career mapping is. So I hope it was helpful. I sincerely believe it will be helpful to you. I have given assignments. I want you to answer minimum 40. I want you to have at least minimum 40 answers to the 4 questions that I given, so that you can understand where the tracks are crossing, and where is your ikigai and where is your sweet spot. And then obviously nobody can stop you. As a career performance coach, I have seen a lot of people align themselves as using this technology, or using this methodology, or using this simple way of life, and they're enjoying it, because then there is no stress, there is no expectation mismatch, there is no undue pressure. You know what you're supposed to do, you know what the objective is, you know who is getting benefited, you know who you're responsible for, and you know that what your limitations are and what your strengths are. It is very simple. So career is basically very simple. Driving is very simple. You just need to know how to do it. So this is about career mapping. I sincerely believe, please go through the assignments, because until unless we go through the assignments, it is not that the rubber is not going to touch the road. And the magic is when the rubber touches the road. Whatever we discuss, we may be having fantastic tires, but as long as it is not touching the road, there is no use. Once it touches the road, then only you can drive. Okay, thank you very much.